Okay, don't talk about it.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hi, Hollie.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi, Hollie.
So what is this, 94, 95?
No, 7.
97. You are so 97.
Just shy of the 100.
We're getting to our centennial. Who knew?
Da, 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 da. I sang that yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to be our theme song for a couple of days, I think.
Goodness. Well, we've got a lot of good. I've got 2 barbecue, a marinade, and an actual barbecue sauce that we're going to make super easy, fast. Since everyone will be probably just with their loved ones or their little pod of people in these severe quarantine times. So
Yeah,
that's what we're doing today. So
I'm excited. I love doing marinades and I like grilling too. So
Me too.
It's a great way to infuse flavor. It makes it really. There's so many versatile things, and it's so much better to make it on your own with just a handful of each one of these has 5 ingredients. So this is not complicated. You don't have to go spend a bunch of money. You actually, in the end, will end up saving money instead of getting the jarred one. And you can also really regulate the sugar. Put a ton of sugar, especially corn syrup. You don't want to have corn syrup at all.
no, never.
So this way, there's a much easier way to do it. And you can regulate some of the sugar levels.
Let's talk about, before you begin, it is a big weekend this weekend, 4th of July weekend, for condiments like
Yes.
ketchup and mustard and mayo. And we were talking about ketchup earlier and how people do not even understand what is in a bottle of conventional ketchup.
There's a reason why children want to put ketchup, like even on their cereal. It's full of sugar. It's sugar. It's like putting sugar cubes on your food.
High fructose corn syrup.
It's mainlining sugar is what it is. So you really, really don't want to be using that at all. And the truth is all a ketchup is a tomato-based sauce. I was watching a cooking show the other day that said the original ketchup was actually from mushrooms. So I thought that was interesting. It was like a marinated mushrooms. So anything, any kind of tomatoey, spicy is delicious, but really, really check the back of your labels for your sugar content. The other thing that's really important, and I'll say this once, I'll say this a million times, is make sure it's organic, organic tomatoes. If you've ever grown tomatoes, you know how many bugs and funky worms and all kinds of stuff on your tomatoes. What happens is conventional growers will spray a lot of pesticide to kill those bugs because, of course, it's very important to them to save the tomatoes. So it's really important to get organic ketchup if it's available to you. If not, you can make it
available at Trader Joe's.
It's available.
That's favorite.
The ketchup I got today is organic and unsweetened. So this is a great brand, Primal Kitchen. It's paleo friendly, GMO, blah blah, and it was on sale for $2.99, people, at Whole Foods. So it was a bargain.
One more thing though, I don't know if it's FDA rules or whatever, but Hollie, you told me about what they would allow in like a ketchup factory that could go into your ketchup.
Well, in general, large-scale food production of any kind, including ketchup, there are certain percentages of things like, rat
hairs.
Things that came in from the field. Let's see what kinds of things can come in from the field. You can have leaves and bark and trees and branches and dirt clods and things like that. But also sometimes little critters get in there, and that's not good. So. Yeah. Yeah. All the memories and like hot dogs. If you ever saw how hot dogs are made, you'd never have a hot dog again.
Yeah,
I read the joke.
Okay.
So,
someone's saying, what about ketchup with honey as an ingredient?
Honey's a great addition to ketchup. And if you want to have a sweetener in your barbecue sauce, I'm using honey today. I'm using one of my Hollie's homegrown spicy honey. So it's a great addition. And I would say actually it's even better for barbecue than sugar because the consistency of honey is kind of syrupy and thick, which is what you want in a sauce so it stays on your food. So honey's a great choice.
Cool. Agreed.
All right.
I just had to get that out of my system.
And mustard too, and mayonnaise. I was telling Dr. Lisa too. We can do an episode on those as well. All of those can be made in quick, easy recipes. Our mom made mayonnaise for years. In fact, I didn't even know mayonnaise came from a jar because Mom, when she got her Cuisinart, that was one of the amazing things.
We remembered the first day she got it.
She always made mayonnaise, and it was fast, really fast. Maybe we'll do an episode on that. But today I did buy store-bought because it's quick, and there's so many good brands now that if you don't have time to make it yourself, you can certainly supplement. Okay, so the first thing we're going to make is a smoky mustard marinade. So this is a marinade, not a sauce. So the difference between a marinade and a sauce is a marinade is something that your food or your chicken or your veggies sit in, and they literally marinate so that they absorb the flavor. A sauce is something that we're going to do second, the barbecue sauce, is that you cook the meat, and then in the last few minutes, you glaze it. So you take a brush and you brush it on maybe the last 5 or 10 minutes. Because if you take something that has sugar or honey in it, and then you put it on the grill or you put it on your stovetop, and you start the process of it, it's going to burn. Sugar's going to burn.
You're SOL.
Yeah.
Burn.
And there's really nothing you can do to save it after that. You can maybe put it in the oven with aluminum foil on top or something, but it's no good. So you don't want to do that. It's no good. So the first thing we're going to make, and what I do is I actually make the marinade. We're doing chicken thighs today. So
that's Debriana's favorite too.
I love chicken thighs.
So my grandmother, with her Croatian accent in English, could not pronounce TH. So anything that had a TH was a hard T. So chicken thighs were very popular in our house, and we had chicken thighs. So I'm going to make some thighs. We're going to marinate some chicken thighs right now.
Awesome.
Okay.
So are those boneless, skinless? Or are they just skinless?
These are boneless, skinless.
Okay.
Because we're going to put them on the grill, I kind of like the skin on sometimes if you're frying them or because there's a lot of good fat. But we're just going to put these. Actually, we're just going to open these first. Okay, so first thing we're going to do. Hold on, I'm going to wash my hands.
I was going to ask if you were going to do that.
Quick intermission. Okay. So what we're going to do is just do it directly in the pot. So first thing is we have an apple cider vinegar. And this has a lot of good acid. And any kind of acid you put in your marinade already helps the cooking time and starting to break down the protein in your chicken or your fish or whatever protein it is that you're having. So
it's actually cooking it.
It is. So if you think of things like ceviche, with literally cooks, and it's lemon juice. Okay, so Debriana, I'm going to measure just for you. I'm going to dust out my measuring cups. I'm like, what are these funny looking
things? She has totally transformed.
And I'm like, all right, so we're going to measure just for you. So we're going to do a third a cup apple cider vinegar. Okay.
I like that ceramic pan you have.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Really
this is Vietri, that Italian brand that's the mother-daughter.
It's very
They're American, and they went to Italy and they fell in love with the pottery and they started a business. Okay, then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of rosemary olive oil. Now, if you'll remember, we made this. This was the olive oil that we just stuck the rosemary in. And now,
et voila.
Yeah, that sounds good. And now, a few weeks later, that smells really good. Okay, 2 tablespoons. I don't have a tablespoon, so I'm just going to, sorry.
Okay.
We're just going to do one tablespoon, 2 tablespoons.
I knew it.
Done.
You have the weird strokey things.
I measured the vinegar. What more do you want from me? All right. So next we're going to do Dijon mustard. So we could do 17 episodes about mustard. And Dijon, of course, is one of my favorites. This brand, Sir Kensington, if you haven't had it, I swear they have mayonnaise, mustard, they do a ketchup. It is the best condiment
Where did you get it?
I got it at Whole Foods.
Okay. I don't think I've had it.
They do a Thousand Island dressing that Heidi, our sister, will literally eat with a spoon out of the jar. She loves it. It's so good. Everything is just scratch. Okay, Sir Kensington. Yeah.
Sir Kensington, like SIR?
Yes. He looks like the guy from Monopoly with the top hat and a monocle. It's from New York, or imported from New York. It's probably British. Okay. So again, don't have a tablespoon, but you get the idea. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Their stuff is so good. Okay. It tastes like you would make from scratch.
I'm gonna have to try it.
I used to make mustard all the time.
Yeah.
Is it hard? I've never made it.
No.
Some are harder than others, but the trick to making mustard is you have to really start with good mustard seed. I found a huge variation when I was shopping for mustard seed that people don't buy it that much, so it stays in the bends too long. And so the first couple batches, it just tasted funky to me, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And I realized that the mustard seed had gone rancid in the bulk bin. So it's really important to start with as fresh a mustard seed as you can. And then it's just cooking it on the stovetop, and it's good.
That's all you do?
Yeah. Super easy.
It's not hard.
Like water and mustard seed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can add herbs.
You can add wine. Yeah.
You can add wine, honey, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so now we're going to add the garlic.
I want to make mustard.
We have to find a good source. I had a good source when I lived in New York, and when I left there, I didn't have one anymore, so I didn't make it for that reason.
We'll make it later.
Okay, let's try it.
So with marinades, because you want things to absorb into the food a little faster, one way to get things a little more garlicky is to use a garlic press, which is not in the drawer.
Where is your assistant?
Voila.
You found it.
I found it. So this, everyone, if you don't have a garlic press, super easy. You put the clove in, put the top down, give it a squeeze. And what this does is it breaks down all the cell walls in the garlic. So you get a lot more intense flavor. So if something, especially like a marinade that calls for 3 cloves, you can get away with doing 1 or 2 in the press because you're going to get really intense garlic flavor. Okay, and then we're going to do, so I make a smoked salt. And what this is I take, after I have destemmed the rosemary and the thyme and everything, I just have a pile of stems. So I take a thing of salt, a tray of salt, I put it in the smoker, and I put the herb stems in there, and I let it smoke for about 24 hours. And out comes this amazing
Beautiful.
So you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
I don't have a smoker.
No, we'll just get Milton to do it.
Right.
Milton! That's a whole jar of smoked salt. Yeah.
I love that smoked salt.
Where is it? So, but if you don't have, you can buy smoked salt at the stores.
I definitely bought it. I have so many salts.
Or you can buy mine online at hollystonegrown.com. Shameless plug. And then, or if you don't have it and you have it as an ingredient in your ingredients, add cumin. So you can just do a tiny pinch of cumin. And cumin has a nice smoky flavor that will help you with that similar smoky flavor profile. So we just do a teaspoon, which is about that much, right? Okay. Let me measure that quickly.
I wasn't looking. I didn't see it. I was putting hollyshomegrown.com.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
So then we're going to just whisk this into our bowl here. And you can add, I was thinking actually, you could add some fresh herbs to this. You can do some pepper if you want. I mean, some parsley, some oregano would be kind of nice. And that's it. So we're going to take our chicken thighs, and I like to open them up so they make sure they get everything, and hit one side and then flip it to the other so both sides get it. So open them up.
Are you going to put that in the fridge?
I am going to put some plastic on this and put it in the fridge for about an hour.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's flip
Third. Are you going to grill that later?
My lovely husband will be grilling this later.
Nice.
Florian loves to grill, does he not?
So there you go. That was easy, right? That wasn't too
done.
complicated. So then we're gonna put that aside. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Again. Raw poultry is something you really want to be careful about bacteria clinging to your kitchen tools and your hands.
Salmonella is bad. You don't want that.
No.
Salmonella bad.
Yes.
Salmonella, botulism, all bad.
Yes. Ty's good.
Ty's are good, botulism bad. Okay. So next we're gonna make. So this is a sauce. So this we're not gonna marinate the chicken in. What I like to do is just salt and pepper them, and then they go in and a little olive oil, and they go on the grill. And about these cook pretty quickly. So about 3 or 4 minutes before they're ready, just brush on this barbecue sauce, and then at the end, serve a little on the side if people want to have a little sauce on the side. Okay. So this one cup of ketchup. So this is my organic unsweetened ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it only has 1 gram of sugar. That's a miracle. Okay,
Well,
so again, for all you people who love to measure, I'm going to actually use a measuring cup.
I can't believe this is happening.
Look away. Look away.
Take a picture. We have it on video.
Okay.
We have the video proof.
Okay, and then we're going to do 1/3 of soy sauce. And soy sauce will add some sodium. And it's what I like about soy sauce is that it adds that fermented flavor, which is really nice. That's kind of like that mushroomy, fermented umami.
Well, it adds a depth to it that you get kind of instantly.
It's a nice layer. It's a great way to add flavor without adding more salt. Okay.
Speaking of Nana, I remember her roasting potatoes and literally doing olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then I put the soy sauce on.
Yeah, and also
so good.
Roasting a chicken too at the very after she put everything on. Of course, I don't know the measurement, but it was a very small amount, like a teaspoon, just so it kind of browned the top of the skin. Okay, so a little bit of soy sauce. Next this is the secret ingredient. I always tell people this is my secret ingredient. This is my spicy pepper honey. So I take my chili de árbol peppers and I grind them into a powder and then I infuse it in honey. So the thing is, and I'll show you, you can just kind of see it.
Oh, that's so pretty. I can see it.
So this is very simple to make. We did the infused honeys before. I can't remember if we did the spicy honey, but this is, but you can't, if you don't have spicy honey and you don't want to use all your honey to turn it into spicy honey, you can certainly just add honey and then add some crushed red pepper or chili de árbol. Oh, look, here are the measuring spoons. Okay. So 3 tablespoons of the honey. That is a tablespoon. Okay. So we're going to.
No one knows what it is.
Like, hey.
What is this? Oh, wait, it's a tablespoon.
Hey. I found these in the back of my spice drawer.
Oh, and I have collections of them.
I was like, I better get to break these out for Corona Kitchen.
Everyone has like full selections of all her measurements.
Whenever I go to a kitchen store, I have to buy a set of something. Measuring spoon, measuring cup. I just collect them.
She loves them.
I do.
So next, we're also going to add the smoked salt again.
Just to get something about knowing the boundaries.
The smoke.
Someone said, Lisa, are you paying attention to the measuring here? Yes, I am, but I'm just merely pointing out the genetic code similarity of my sister.
It's a gene puddle, people. It's a gene puddle.
It's not just me.
What is that, Holly? Is that your salt?
This is the smoked salt. Okay. So again, this adds it. So we've got the sweetness of the honey. We have the tang of the tomato, and now we have the saltiness with the soy and the smoked salt. So then the smoke gives another smoky flavor. Again, if you don't have smoked salt, add a little teaspoon, half a teaspoon of cumin.
Okay. So
Okay.
here's my question. Are you saying cumin seed or cumin powder?
No, cumin powder. Cumin powder. Okay. Then we're going to do the juice of a lemon. So this is going to give us a little more acid. And
a lemon squeezy. She has one too.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. I have a green one. I didn't know you had one. You have a yellow one. Is yours yellow too?
Yeah, mine's yellow. I have two different ones. They're one's light yellow, one's dark yellow.
I have one that's on the top, the hand one, but this one's so easy to use.
Oh no, that's easy.
We use it every day on the show, like 90 out of 100 days.
See, there you go. Okay. Now we've got the juice of a lemon.
I will be so thrilled.
I know.
So now we just mix. So there's your marinade. So we just mix this till it's smooth. Whisk it. Get all the honey in there.
Is that going to go on your thing?
What?
Is that going to go on your chicken or something else?
This is also going to go on chicken thighs. I decided to do the two just so you can see the difference better. But this, the marinade, actually, the mustard marinade can go on. It can go on pork. It can go on flank steak. It'd actually be really good on beef. But we're doing it on chicken today just to keep it simple for everybody. And the barbecue sauce can go on anything: ribs, chicken. On your oysters, a little dabble on your oysters.
Oh.
Okay, so don't be afraid to taste it, but let me get a clean spoon.
Someone's happy about the lemon squeezy.
Someone's jumping for joy. Is that molasses in front of you?
No, this is I have soy sauce and apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
Some recipes do call barbecue sauce and add molasses.
I put molasses in mine.
I do too.
So molasses is a great thickener. It's also that great smoky flavor. So if you need the smoky component, molasses will take care of that for you for sure. So I just tasted this and it tastes perfect, actually.
I love perfect.
Oh, that's it. Actually, this would be really good on the oyster.
Pat yourself on the back.
Okay. So we're gonna put this aside, and actually, you know what we're gonna use to store this, right?
A ball jar.
A mason jar. We love them. Okay, so we're gonna put this in here. You can just refrigerate this. This will last probably a week or two easy.
That's gonna cover like 4 chicken thighs, or how many?
At least.
Yeah.
So it depends. Some people like it more saucy than others. That's why it's good to not do it don't coat it so much when you're doing it, and put a little on the side so that way people can add what they like. So this can go in the fridge until you're ready to grill. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna put the chicken on with a little olive oil, salt, and pepper, grill it, and then like I said, the last 5 minutes we'll brush on this.
So
and then
somebody's asking a question for you, Holly.
Yes.
You are using marinade and barbecue sauce together, ? I always was taught either marinade or barbecue sauce.
Actually, these are 2 different dishes. These are 2 different recipes. So the marinade, this will get grilled on its own. We won't add barbecue sauce to this. The second chicken that I haven't taken out of the container, this will get the barbecue sauce. So you are correct. I mean, technically there are people that will marinate the chicken like in things like, especially if you're doing like the fried chicken and buttermilk and things like that to tenderize it a little bit. And you can do a little marinade before, say you want to introduce like a lemony flavor or a garlic flavor. But really, you don't necessarily need to. It's a lot more work. So this chicken will get the barbecue sauce, and this chicken is going to be grilled with the marinade. So they'll be 2 separate things. Okay?
She said thank you.
And that's it. So I bought some nice corn too, because it's in season. And
you're so lucky. We haven't gotten corn yet.
We don't have any corn yet.
It just came to the farmer's market last week, so I bought some corn. So I'm going to soak these in water, because this, of course, is a natural steamer, this wonderful husk here.
Yeah.
And then we'll put this on the grill too, and it'll It'll steam itself. Yeah. And then it'll be ready to go. So that's going to be dinner tonight here at Casa Alkali.
Yum!
Yay! Well, thank you. I'm gonna before we go, I'm gonna put two things up on the screen. I read two interesting articles today. One is called, because this is the last day of Pride. Is it today's the last day? Is the 30th today? Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an article I read called "Queer as Food in Food and Wine," and it was interviews and articles. It's a series on the LGBTQ community and food. And then there's another article I'll post in the YouTube section about local coffee roasters. And when you buy their coffee, you're supporting good causes. So I will post both of those things in our YouTube description, which is where you should go to subscribe.
Please subscribe to the YouTube.
There, people.
What would happen? Let me just do a rhetorical question. If we just said one day, hey, everybody, we're going to YouTube Live, no more Facebook because of Mark Zuckerberg, you know, it could happen. Would you come with us? That's the question.
Yeah.
Come on over.
Yes.
Come
on
on
over yourself. You can do it. So I'll post that in the description. And often that's where you'll find all the kind of references to things we talk about, or articles, or actions you can take. It's always in the description in the YouTube channel.
Yes. So I was just telling Debriana before we went live that my family and I are going to visit my my mother-in-law, and she's turning 80, and we all got our COVID test here. And Contra Costa County here in Northern California, it's free. It's easy. It took 5 minutes. We all got tested. The swab didn't go too far up your nose. It doesn't hurt at all. You do it yourself. It could not have been simpler. And we didn't need a doctor referral. We just drove up in our car, and we never got out of the car.
Yeah,
so,
that happened here too. It was free. It took longer than that, but we were in a long line. But did you get your COVID back, Lisa?
I did. I'm negative.
Yay! We're all
negative. Well, as I said, Hollie, you know, the other day there on coronakitchen, there was a harrowing story about 3 episodes ago of what happened, because Debriana and I went at the same time. We were in different cars, and a guy had a seizure. He's okay. He had to go to the hospital, but it was happening while we were waiting in line.
Oh, it was so crazy.
And he's fine. But the whole point is that you know, it's paid by the Department of Health federally, so it's free. So
for us, it is. In some states, they've run out of federal money, but for us, it is. All right. Yeah. So, and I know that some people are wondering why, if you don't think you've been exposed, why would you get a test? And it's because 20 to 40% of people do not exhibit symptoms. So it would have been hard for us to know if we'd been exposed and we're just asymptomatic. So it was a good way for us to know that what we're doing is working, and that we have a baseline of where we are right now.
Yeah.
It's important to protect your loved ones. You know, you would never want to do anything that put anybody in harm's way unknowingly. So it's just a really responsible thing to do. So go do it.
Go do it. Get tested.
The whole family's coming next week. Right. And so we're all doing it, and we're all staying quarantine-y, that's not a drink, until we get together. And then we're all actually going to take antibody tests and all the other stuff, so that we know when we hang out, we're safe, because we have parents who are in their 70s, and we don't want them to be, you know,
yeah. So everybody be safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Do all that stuff.
Enjoy your holiday weekend responsibly with your marinades and your sauces, but not together.
Have a safe trip, Hollie.
Here's the homemade marinade. Thank you so much, Hollie's homegrown. Woo!
Thank you. Come on, everybody. Join our YouTube channel.